All right, guys, here we are at the 2022 Mr. Olympia, and this is Daraja Hill's final show of the season. She qualified earlier this year by winning the Texas Pro, and after placing 6th last year, she's been working very hard on making the improvements the judges want. So, we're about to experience an entire weekend here in Las Vegas for the first time in several years. Daraja is actually at her 3rd Olympia, but the first 2 were in Orlando. So what's very exciting about this is she gets to experience the hoopla of Orlando, which you guys are gonna see. Tonight, we have the Meet the Olympians. This is a great event because the fun part about the Meet the Olympians is you get to see every single competitor that's gonna cross the Olympia stage. You'll see really long lines for some of the more famous athletes like Chris Bumstead, but Daraja is also gonna have a nice fan base here. And then tomorrow we have the Expo, the bikini booth that I run with my team at Pro Physique. Daraja will be there as well, but we're gonna focus in the morning on getting her training in, making sure her nutrition is right, so that on Saturday morning, when pre-judging starts, she is at her all-time best when it matters the most on the Olympia stage in the Expo Hall for pre-judging. And then we'll talk about finals after that. So that's what we're gonna do this weekend, guys. We're gonna take you along for the ride, show you a little bit about what goes into the weekend as far as planning and scheduling, along with nutrition, training, posing, makeup, hair, the whole thing. And gotta thank Core Nutritionals for coming along for this journey. All right, guys, let's go.
Daraja reached out to me in 2018, so this is our 4th year working together. You know, I had never had a competitor make it to the Olympia prior to Daraja, so I don't know that initially I saw that talent. When it probably struck me was when she came back for her 2nd season with me, and she came to the NPC Tampa Extravaganza, which is the Tampa Pro amateur show, and I hadn't seen her in person since the previous year's nationals where she got 4th. And her body had changed so much. Her structure had changed. Having more time with her, we were just in such a good spot, and she ended up winning her class and the overall at a show with a few of the pro judges there because it was the Tampa Pro. And several of the other competitors in the overall looked very good. So I thought, wow, she's really good, and it got me excited about going to nationals. But what really made it hit home when we went to North Americans a few weeks later, which was the largest NPC show in history and still is to date. And she won her class and the overall, and she still holds that title for winning the overall at the largest NPC show in history. That's when I knew. I said, you know, this girl's going to the Olympia. Yeah. So since our first Olympia, the biggest changes has probably been me. You know, the great thing about working with Daraja is that she also understands that I'm learning this sport as I go, right? A lot of these high-level competitors are so finely tuned, and their coaches have been doing this for so long. I'm one of the newest coaches in the pro ranks. So she's had a lot of growth with me, and I've had to learn, you know, how to get feedback from judges, how to work with the promoters, how to make sure that we're bringing the package that the judges want and not putting our opinions too much on it. We came out our first rookie season, and she won her first 2 pro shows, and we thought, oh, we know what we're doing. Well, then we put on too much muscle, and she got some feedback that, wow, she was too big. And I said, okay, we have to actually start listening to the judges when they say something because they really mean it. So now, her first Olympia, she did get into the placings. Only the top 16 get a placing. She placed 14th. But last year, she made a real big splash by getting in that first call out, ending up 6th. So now it's like, okay, now we have a little momentum. First and foremost, I mean, she's just insanely graceful on stage. Like, she puts so much time and effort into her stage presentation. She is truly a pro at this sport. She puts so much, you know, a lot of girls will practice until they get a pose right. She practices until she cannot get it wrong. She literally has done her routine. We can change minor things on the fly in her routine so easily because she knows it so well. I mean, but you can't overstate just her beauty and her muscularity and her structure. I mean, it's just, the pro bikini division is so cutthroat. I mean, they're freaking glamorous, beautiful women with great structure and shape. They have just the right amount of muscle in just the right places. So when you're in that upper echelon of the bikini world, the tiniest little things matter. And she's a student of the sport. And I've learned so much from her. Oh man, and I've learned so much from watching her pose people that I pick up things. So I am technically her coach, but in many ways, I learn from her as well. When you get to that level, I'm more guiding her on like decision making, and we kind of collaborate on decisions. I'm not like, this is how it is and this is the only way. Honestly, she's such a student of the sport. So our goals this year are not small. You know, we want to be in that top final group, which is saying something considering there's 4 Bikini Olympia champions competing, previous champions, and none of them are even the favorite this year. So it's going to be a tall task, but seeing her this morning, I have no doubt that we're going to be in the mix.